Hello and welcome to this special webcast. We're live in Gothenburg, the home of Volvo Cars. Today, twin announcements that will have a significant impact on the shape of this company for many years to come. So over the next few minutes, we're going to hear from the two key men behind them, and let's get straight to it. They are, of course, Stefan Jacobi, President and CEO of Volvo, and Peter Mertens, Head of Research and Development, a key figure, I think, in the future from today's announcements. Stefan, I'd like to start with you, if I may. It's been a year since Ford. You are an independent company once again. You've decided that now is the time is right to make these announcements about the future. Why is
Right.
that?
Right. Well, first of all, the first year of Volvo Cars with the new ownership as an independent company was very exciting, but it was very successful as well. We could turn this company back into profitability. Our profitability is growing quarter by quarter. We are gaining market shares in all important markets, and we have a full utilization of our capacity. Of course, we are watching very carefully what happens now in the markets after the last economic turmoil, especially at the stock markets globally. And we have installed early warning systems. But that does not mean that we are moving 1 inch from our strategy to sell more than 800,000 cars by the year 2020. And as one core element of this strategy is the technology which we are choosing. We are here today to announce that we are investing on our own architecture and platform. It's called Scalable Platform Architecture, SPA. SPA does not stand for wellness, it stands for the definition of our new technology. And on top of that, we are not only defining the platform and the technology for our vehicles, but also we are announcing today that we are investing on a new engine generation, which brings us huge opportunities in respect of fuel consumption and, of course, emissions as well.
Just tell me a little bit about the engine. What specifically are the key points?
Well, while others are still not having a specific, precise strategy how to manage CO2 challenges in the future, we have made up our mind. And we are here today to announce that we are focusing on four-cylinder engines solely in the future. We are focusing on diesel engines where we see a strong demand continuously to be, especially in Europe. And we are focusing on gasoline engines in Europe, in North America, and in China. And we have a kind of a toolbox where we can actually then integrate electrification to this new engine generation.
Stefan, thank you for now. So Peter Mertens, an entire fleet engined with four-cylinder engines. This is quite a bold step, isn't it?
Well, it is bold, but we think it's about time to stop counting cylinders and really talk about the things that measure or really matter to customers. Of course, that is driving performance, that is output, but it is also very much CO2, it's about lightweight, and it's about proportions at the end of a vehicle, which all is very much supported by our four-cylinder engine family, which we are developing. We will show a show car, a new show car in Frankfurt, which is based on the SPA architecture that Stefan mentioned, and it will also be based on our new engine family, and it is ready for electrification and all kinds of new technologies that help us giving really premium attributes into the hand of the customer at the end.
And Stefan, you're probably going to turn a few heads in the industry with this decision, whilst others are hedging their bets really about which way to go on engines. This is a pretty positive decision, four cylinders, and you're going to make up the rest of the power elsewhere.
It is a very positive decision. And I'm feeling very confident with this decision because it's an integrational part of our overall strategy. Means that it is not just a single change in some areas of our technology. It defines major parts and major volume of our future car park. On top of that, we can generate the right economic of scales for a rather small company, but with 40% commonality through that platform. We are actually very competitive in respect of our material cost. And again, we are setting the standards and we are catching up, if not even go ahead to our competitors with these new architectures and platforms.
Okay, well, let me ask you some pointed questions, Peter. I mean,
Sure.
people like their power still. I know we're
Yeah.
all conscious about emissions, but can you deliver the power with 4 cylinders?
Of course, power is always, or the output is a ratio of what power does the engine give and what, for example, the weight of the car is. That's one of the areas we very much focus on in having a lightweight engineered body and chassis. And we will really be the leading company in the world in lightweight in future. But we have also, in addition to our regular combustion engines, technologies in our toolbox which we can use for real output performance engines and vehicles. One of that is a mechanical flywheel, which we will first in industry introduce in our test vehicles at the end of this year. And of course, electrification is a big part of our strategy to really not only have, fuel economy and CO2 being captured, also giving really driving excitement and putting high output into our vehicles.
The flywheel technology, let me
Yes.
just ask you about that, because that's going to, I mean, I'm already interested in that. I know that when I brake in my car, I'm basically wasting energy.
Yes.
And I know that flywheels, it's traditional technology. I think some trains have been trundling around in America for decades with flywheels in them, but you're going to put them in a car.
Actually, we put them into the car very soon. It's called KERS, Kinetic Energy Recovery System, maybe known from the Formula One. It's a different setup here. We are using a mechanical flywheel which spins up to 60,000 revs, and this is really a tremendous energy we have. And then with a planet gear, we'll put them into the rear axle when the car accelerates or when it has reached the speed. It just, pedals the vehicle without using any energy from the combustion engine anymore. So you gain up to 70, 80 horsepowers and can reduce the overall fuel, or can improve the fuel efficiency by 20%.
To
So-
70, 80 horsepower for free.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the R&D side of this, Stefan, is it important for you here, isn't it? Because it's driving the way that you see the company moving.
Yeah, we want to be in the luxury segment, and we want to be a luxury brand, and that incorporates also innovation and advanced technology, but not for the engineering purpose only. Please apologize. Yeah, but we do this because we are focusing on our customers, on the human beings. That's why we are saying it's designed around you. We are not doing this to be the utmost high-tech company. We are doing this because there's a purpose behind, and that's around human beings and around our customers.
And the scalable architecture we talked about, which is quite a technical thing for me to get my head around, is basically production lines that in theory I suppose you could build any model on because you can make adjustments. That sounds like a great economy of scale, and I can see why Stefan's excited about that. It's about margins, it's about making the company efficient, but what's in it for the customer, which is also Stefan's focus?
Well, with that, we can, of course, tune these components and the architecture as such very much to premium attributes. And the stuff we have then developed for one car line, we can put into others as well. So the technology, which is really key and the heart of this development, can be then offered in all kinds of different segments. And it has the obviously charming side of not having to develop everything new for every new car.
You talked about,
For example, today we are using 50, 60 different tanks. Tomorrow we will have only 3.
Yes.
50 or 60 different fuel tanks.
Yes.
Today, tomorrow, with a more variety of vehicles, we're only using 3 different tanks.
And with that, we can focus, of course, on the attributes and these performance things that customers really matter about. And fuel tanks is probably not one of the
No.
things the customer is worried about.
And you talked about prestige. This is an important part of the market. It's funny enough, with everyone getting smaller and being more economical, it's a growing part of the market. And you see Volvo as being a big player in the future in this market?
Well, maybe prestigious is not the right word to define this. Maybe other brands have reserved that kind of attribute and where they want to see their brand. Luxury can be defined in different ways, and we define this in a very much Scandinavian way. First of all, we believe that Scandinavian design is very beautiful, and the new architecture offers us much more possibilities in really making beautiful Scandinavian designed vehicles. Design is very important as well. It's the emotional effect customers have, like or not like a vehicle, or even fall in love with a vehicle And I'm pretty sure that our cars will have the right emotionally approach in respect of the design. And then it is not overwhelming the consumer with a lot of gimmicks in the car, with a lot of control units in the car, feeling in a cockpit of a car almost like flying an Airbus or a Boeing. It's where we want to be. It's more intuitive. It's more simplicity. We see that consumers are getting so many informations and have to handle so many units that they see this as luxury. If they are in the car and not the car is controlling the driver, but the driver is controlling the car.
In the past, Volvo's innovated in safety, and we know it's got some key core values. Are you innovating in different areas now? Do you see it as a pioneer in some new areas?
We are broaden our competences. Of course, we will remain very strong in the field of safety, but with the new architecture and powertrain generation, we will set standards also in respect of fuel consumption and emissions. And we want also to set in respect of how the human being machine interactive is. We want to set more standards in respect of being really intuitive.
Okay, Peter, a last question to you. I can see Stefan has a vision here for where he wants to move the company. A lot of it really relies on you being able to deliver an advantage to Volvo. Are you confident that today's announcements are going to be able to do that?
Absolutely. I'm with my team completely convinced and really behind it, and we'll make it happen. And I think I have a wonderful team in engineering supporting the overall strategy.
And my last question to you, Stefan, is I know that you've talked about the employees of Volvo in the past being an advantage to the company. They've got to be key to make this work, haven't they?
Well, we see a great motivation with the Volvo team here. By the way, we are not talking about the long-range future. We are talking already about tomorrow, because next year the journey of the introduction of new models starts with Volvo cars. And the more we deliver, the more successful we are. We have also a better motivation with our team. We have our team behind us, and we are very much aligned of what we are doing.
Great. Stefan Jacobi, Peter Mertens, thank you both very much indeed. Well, we're going to be at Frankfurt in a week's time, where a car will be unveiled. It's under wraps at the moment, all secret. Do come along and say hello, have a look at the car. If you're not able to join us in person, we'll be webcasting all day. That's the 13th of September. But from Gothenburg, from Volvo today, until Frankfurt, we say a very goodbye.